Talk, a voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache Talk.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Announcing the Cache Odyssey Geocoin, a tribute to exploration, accessibility, and the journey we share as a global geocaching community. Each coin represents your support and participation in the Cache Odyssey project and Geo Tours, a nationwide effort to create handicap-accessible geocaches and ensure that everyone can experience the joy of the hunt. With stunning artwork, the Cache Odyssey Geocoin captures both the spirit of geocaching and the heart of the Geocache Talk Network. Whether you're adding it to your personal collection or gifting it to a fellow geocacher, this coin is more than just metal. It's a symbol of unity, inclusion, and adventure. And at just $20 each, it's an affordable way to both celebrate your passion and support the future of accessible caching. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk shop and carry a piece of the Cache Odyssey with you wherever your adventures take you.
Big thanks to our new patrons, We Dog One, Angel Bandit, PWC in PC, returning patron JR and Juju, and Birkenstock Report. Yes, that's a patron. Birkenstock Report. Also featured tonight will be folks from the state that has the letter O at the beginning. Brian, Jason, Danny, Dusty, Lauren, Paul, Ron, Benjamin, Emily. Thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all the shows on the air. And I am on the road again, but I am joined by the team. There they are.
Howdy.
And I do have with me one of the coins, so I want to show that real quick, and then we'll jump into everything else. So there it is. There is the Cache Odyssey coin.
Well, Gary, from this angle, it looks like bigger than your head. Is that true?
It is huge. It is
Obviously
enormous.
bigger than his head.
Not, but it's a big coin.
Okay.
You messed it up. It looked big.
Still a big coin. Yeah. So, and it looks fabulous, by the way. I love it. It's so well done, very well created, and very well. It's different. And that's the point that I think we were trying to do was that, yes, and this is something I really emphasized. It's not a round coin. I didn't want a round coin. I was tired of the usual round coins that everyone does. It's got very unique things. Got the little bison dude right here. It's got it sort of is a, it's Americana. It's a very Americana coin. And then, of course, it says Geocache Talk Network.
Because, I always have to be contrary to whatever the current opinion is.
Right.
I actually like the round geocoins more than I like the odd-shaped ones.
Do you really?
Everybody loves the odd-shaped ones like the Barnes.
There aren't many. There really aren't. I mean, obviously,
almost every coin I have that's a geocoin is an odd-shaped one. Maybe that's why I like the round ones now. Like, I buy the ones that are like the barn doors that open and like shaped like a cow and shaped like a Jeep and all these other things.
Right.
I end up with hardly any that are round geocoins. I guess I have like the weirdest collection ever. Maybe it's just because I don't buy round ones.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that coin because it's so unique. And I mean, I'm just so excited to get mine in the mail.
I love this one, obviously, but I like the round, but not round. Like it's round, so it's generally like a challenge coin, from like military, police, fire, everything else. But like on ours, we have the little pokey. I don't know what the points, the compass points coming out.
Yeah,
I like that it's round, but it's like just enough to not be round. That's what's funny to me. Like if it's a square coin or if it's like a whatever. I got a bunch of those. I don't know. It's funny how it's so personal preference, right? Like
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like your collection could be all round coins, and then somebody else's could be like no round coins.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I'll tell you, someday I want to make a ninja one that's like a ninja star that could be the world's like deadliest geocoin. So I kind of like the spiky ones, to tell you the truth.
No, I do like the little spike. Yeah, a ninja star would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What's the one like it pops out too, like it pops
right?
out. Remember from like the sci-fi movies back in the day?
Yeah, like grappling hook style or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Button, they all come popping out.
Hey, you know what? Mackie could probably make that. So
yeah, I'll have to challenge him. I'll be like, can you have a ninja, like kind of like throwing star one? Yeah, amateur gadget caches, removable pizza points on the star. That would be amazing. I love that.
You could do a Sherpa pizza coin where it's like pad tags that come off like pepperonis.
Yeah, they all come off.
Ooh. That could be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Or pickles that come off, like they shouldn't be on there in the first place, so they just come right back off.
Yeah, I mean, how cool would that be? Like so big you could put path tags on like pepperoni. Yeah.
Oh no, I know what I'm going to make for you, John.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you a pizza geocoin, but it's going to have the opposing magnets in it, so you cannot put the Sherpa pickles on it.
Oh.
So like it'll repel it. You know what I mean?
Not cool. Not cool, man. Not cool.
It's going to be great.
Not cool.
Yeah.
We will not allow you to put it on there because the coins are, the polarities are reversed.
Rick Dorsey says my Navy command coin was the shape of a belt buckle. That's cool.
Yeah.
And thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you, sir. That's really good. So last note on this coin is, yes, it's available. No, it's not available right now because the store is on vacation, but it will be on vacation mode. The store off traveling the world. So it should be available again if you want to make a note, but I think that it should be back on Tuesday night, definitely by Wednesday. By Wednesday, the store should be reopened and you can buy that. And we had a big discussion before the show, or not a big, but we discussed some before the show that it would be better to not have you buy it now and then you go, how soon is this thing going to ship? Because it's been 5 days. And it's like, well, I'm not there to ship it. I'm on the road. So it's better.
I think Gary, to back Gary up a little bit, he's on the road. And it's fair to say that we're not selling coins 24/7. We do small batches,
right?
Make really cool things, sell them out, and then we move on to something else like Jasmine or whatever else. We tell everybody ahead of time, this is a very limited. We're not a large coin producer. We try to put out really cool things that we think are really cool, and then that's it, and it's over.
Exactly. So, well,
and that coin is awesome too, by the way. It's awesome. So
I
wasn't trying to say it wasn't. I would just it's funny.
Yeah. And then the a quick note on the Podcast to Hope coins for St. Jude. They should be available for purchase next week. I'm waiting on at least the most updated photo from the mint so I can show you all what they're going to look like, because I don't want to give you a false idea of what you're purchasing. Yeah. So I want to give you the actual look. Now, we won't have them yet because they have to ship them to us, but I wanted everybody to see the actual what the mint is making so that when you're purchasing it, you can go, that's the coin that I want, and that's the coin that I'm going to give the money to. And again, all the proceeds, we have 2 coins coming out, and one is a $100 coin, one's a $50 coin. So, and you can buy both. You can buy as many as you want. Whatever you give, all of the profit, there is no profit. All the proceeds from those are going to go.
100% of that,
100% is going to go straight to St. Jude.
I think it's fair to call them fundraiser coins, right? I mean,
they're fundraiser coins.
Absolutely.
Our group and people give money every year, and we have prizes. And this was just another way to reward people for it, but have something tangible for that donation that people are making every year anyway. So
exactly. So
there's no more after this. This is not
we're not doing
this. Going to sell afterwards. We're not making any money off this coin. 100% of this coin goes to St. Jude, and then it's over. So this is not a.
No, we're not doing this over and over.
No, this is not. We don't want anything confused with this. This is a fundraiser coin. This is not a us coin. So
absolutely, and I got to tell you guys. I mean, like the renderings so far of these coins, amazing. You know, I just can't wait to see the updated one. And I mean, I'm sure when they come out, like they're going to look even more amazing. So I know I'm excited for these.
I'm excited from the design of them. I want to see them in real life.
They're going to be incredible. The coins, again, It reminds me, Jesse, remember the days of this? We did the green coin, and we never remade it. People are like, "Hey, do you have any more of those green coins from the old days?" It's like, nope, I've got one.
I'm still trying to get my hands on one of those guys, and like I can't.
John's still trying to get one.
John can't even get one. Well, and here's the thing. I think, and it's we've been pretty open about this from the very beginning. We're not huge coin people. It's a part of the game. I love the coins that I do have. So I think the only way we've ever really agreed that we would make coins is if it's a very limited batch and it's just something cool and rare.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to produce a coin that we just sell for the next 10 years. There's people that do that already.
Sure.
We're just doing very cool things to add to our collection, people to add to their collection, but it's not one that, once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. There's no more. It's gone. Yep. So that's what makes coins fun for me. And I know this is not the coin show, but that's what makes a coin cool for me is like, I've got this cool coin. I don't want somebody to go, yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I got it 10 years ago.
Yeah, I got it 10 years ago. You can't buy this one now.
Mm-hmm. And then the last quick note, I think that's it. Let's do some other news real quick. So we're going to do an update from everyone. So that's our coin update. I should have pushed the button prior to that, but that's okay.
That's okay. We're good.
We'll
edit it back in later.
We're never perfect on this show, but all right, let's go around the room. And I renamed this segment to Twig. We're going to do the Twig right now, and the Twig is this week in geocaching.
I like
cool. It. Yeah,
the Twig. So we're doing the Twig right now. So I'll do mine real quick. You guys have a lot more than I this week, but a couple of items was I have a geocache that is a smashed penny hotel, kind of like a travel bug hotel, but it's not. They're smashed pennies.
Interesting.
And
I like it.
It has. People told me it was in disrepair, and I was like, "Oh, great!" So I went out there the other day, and it was like, "Yeah, it's in trouble." So I brought it back to the house, and I'm going to redo it and get it back out there because it's a cool idea. And sadly, there's only like 3 or 4 smashed pennies inside of it. So I may have to try to go get some from Buc-ee's and put them in there and try to emphasize or try to maybe fertilize the new box, the new container. Hopefully when people see those, they'll drop their own smashed penny. And then my last note is, yes, I'm back on the road and I'm doing more Jasmer because I don't know about everybody else everybody else has looked at their list. John, for sure. Jesse's really on top of things, but I don't know if either one of y'all have really looked and said, you know what? I'm actually got quite a bit of year 2000s, but when you start looking at 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, you're like, if I'm going to do a quad Jasmer next June for the worldwide cache cruise, I better start hoofing it on these 01s and 02s.
Yes. That is like so true, man. Because it's like so many people just hone in on those like year 1 and year 2 ones, and then like those other ones are in those gray areas where the stinker on those, right? It's like then you feel like you got to catch up on them.
You got to.
Mine's a little different, but I've been kind of focused on Jasmer a little longer than
that's too.
Y'all have like hard and heavy. I have everything from the year 2002 on, more than 4 for each.
For 2002, nice. 3, 4, 5,
2001, I need 1, 2, 3 more.
Oh, damn!
Including the one match stash,
right?
And for 2001, I need 1, 2, 3 more.
Dang, you are on top of it.
Yeah, I've only got 6, 5 if you don't include match stash.
Yeah,
one of which
you're way on top of it.
I can get right near match stash. There's another one. I've got them all plotted out. However, I do not believe there's one of them. And we're not going to get into the whole thing right now, but I believe there's one of them I have a chance to get before we go. There's one of them. Well, all of them I have a chance to get before we go. There's one of them I don't believe I'm going to be able to fill before match stash. So I don't believe I'm going to be able to finished quad there, but I'll have it and be able to get it afterwards here because of where it is in the country.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to get it, right? I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I can make it all work in time, but I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I've still got 3. I'll have 4. I've got one more trip, and I wish I could finish that with everybody in our big group or whatever, but at the same time, I'll enjoy that, and then I'll have an event wherever I do finish it. So,
yeah. So if anybody ever looks, then go to Project GC, and you can see where you're at. But I think I was more surprised at how much I needed to do, and so I've really been trying to. Obviously, been gone many times during the show, but I'm starting to make headway toward getting 4 in every. You gotta have 4 in every category, or you're trying to get 4
every month. Yes,
in every month you're trying to get. Because it's one thing to have 1. I've done the loop 1, and it's a little tricky when you get in there and start looking. You're like, oh, I need. I don't know. Just for an example, let's say you need May of 2002. And this is the thing that I know, Jesse, you've already run into. But when you go to May 2002 and you plot it out, you're like, you know what? There are no May 2002s anywhere near me, so I'm going to have to hit the road. So,
yeah.
Hey, guys, maybe what we should do is just, for any new geocachers tuning in, just describe Jasmine very concisely for folks.
Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
Okay, that's a good one. We should do that every once in a while, right? But we do have a lot of new people tuning in. So the Jasmer Challenge, named after Jasmer B, which, if you're really interested in the origin of this, there's an episode of Challenge Talk that has him interviewed, and you can go into it. But the short version of it is, geocaching has been around since May of 2000. There's caches that were hidden in every month since then, even including the current month. The Jasmer Challenge by itself is to find a cache that was hidden in every month since the May of 2000. So this month was a new one. It extends on forever, right? What we're talking about is looping the Jasmer, which means you've completed the challenge, and now you're going back and finding a second one hidden in each month since May of 2000. For those who don't know, there's only 4 possible loops for anybody currently playing. Just take the exceptions out of it. If you're starting the game now, you can find up to 4 in every month, because August of 2000, there's only 4 caches that still survive that were published during that month. So one of which is the big ones we're going on the cruise to get is the Match Stash in Sweden. That is that big 4th one. You can find 3 in the U.S. for the 4th one over there. Obviously, this is a little easier for people in the U.S. It's harder in other countries, but 4 in each. We're talking about the 4th loop of Jasmer. That means 4 in each month, hidden since May of 2000. That's the basic short version of the Jasmer Challenge.
Yeah, very cool. Excellent. All right. Well, how about you guys? What are your week been? Your twig? Your this week in geocaching?
Oh man. Okay, guys. I got to admit a big one. My total finds for this week.
The big goose egg.
The goose egg. But guys, I am planning a trip on this one to get some pretty cool caches later this week. So I don't know about you guys, but I got a major caching superstition, and it kind of reminds me of Fight Club with the first rule.
Right.
Is I can't talk too much about my trip beforehand, because especially one of those trips where it's so contingent upon hour to hour breakdown,
right?
That I'm like, man, I don't want to jinx it, but if everything works out, possibly I can get a month that I do not have yet, because I haven't finished my first loop. I still have a few months left.
Good job,
so I'm hoping I can do that, and I'm hoping I can do some others. So I'm hoping it all works out, because right now it's kind of I don't know, it's like Cacher's Crunch, man, when you start adding up all the timeline for travels, how much time you're allocating spending by cache,
right?
And I'm hoping it all works out. So I'll keep you guys posted on that one. Oh man, Tony, I don't know if I'm going to do a detour this time to Vermont. I mean, that surf and turf pizza would be worth it. I'll tell you that much, man.
It would be worth it. Tony's got pizza for you.
Yeah, but I'll keep you posted. But But I got to tell you, this week too, I've heard from so many people about Pizza Talk, like that we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I get all the complaints sent to me too. Don't worry about it.
No. Only good things. Only good things. But I Unimogger sent me like an amazing idea, guys, for the next episode of Pizza Talk. So I don't want to spoil it, but people are giving so many good recommendations that like I can't wait for the next Pizza Talk. It's going to be incredible. But speaking of Unimoggers, I don't know if you guys checked out the Cache Odyssey leaderboard lately, but we now have 2 people who are so close to getting like all 50. So Poanne, shout out to her. She got all 50 first, right?
Yep.
Unimoggers and Kings NU have over 40 finds and are getting so close to getting all 50.
Yeah, 2 people are actually, like you said, they're 45. They only have 5 states left.
Yeah, it's great. I think Ken's and you, I think they were like at 48 when I checked earlier.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just completely wild. But
there's some other people that I thought would have been up there that aren't there yet. I'm not going to say their name, obviously. That we all thought, okay.
Yep.
And I'll be curious to see when our first our first international person gets it.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Because some of them international cachers are crazy when they come here, right?
Yeah.
But that's still a pretty impressive feat for somebody that doesn't live in the U.S. to be able to get it.
Yeah. Kind of like our buddy Holo Yossi. He's the Mad Finn. He does so much in the U.S. So much geocaching from that guy, man. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I like what Houston, Texas David said. He's going to take his Cache Odyssey coins to all 50 caches.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking now. You're right. King's, how do you say that? King's New?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing it's like KINGSNU. So I'm not sure if it's King's NU or King's New or King's New. I'm not sure. It could be any of those,
They're at 48. Unimoggers is at 42.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of people. We have some people in the 30s. Oh, Rick Dorsey's at 35.
20s.
Yeah. Well,
Florida Travelers 36. Emmy Morris or Me Momus.
Yeah.
They're at 38. Like I said, Florida Travelers 36. Rick Dorsey 35. Scouting Skater 34. And then the other one is Little Black Dog, I think he's in the chat room. He's at 32. Yeah. So there's the top. Like you said, the 50 to 30, there's a bunch. So it's really cool.
Yeah. It's just nuts. And I mean, I got to give a few shout outs in the chat room. So Houston, Texas Dave, wait till he has a show on International Pizza Talk, sir. I can't tell you when that's coming, but who knows? It could be soon.
International Pizza Talk.
Yeah. And Dawn, be an incredible, huge size pizza party. Absolutely on that one. And oh man, and I love this. I love Nels's comment. His goal is to have pizza in all 50 states. Yeah, sign me up for that, man. I'm with you on that one. But Cache Odyssey 2, guys, almost 5,000 favorite points.
I know, it's incredible too. Incredible.
That's awesome. It deserves it.
Yeah, which is insane. And I could talk about so much more, but just one other one. I'll mention it later too. We got Gadget Talk coming up on Tuesday, so we're going to have some pretty cool stuff there. But I'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
How about your caching, Jesse?
So, John, you didn't not do geocaching this week. You just planning for a trip coming up. That counts. That's called a geocaching.
That counts.
Yeah.
All right. So my geocaching week involved both geocaching and geocaching support. I'll call it that way. She's not in the chat room tonight, so I won't name her out loud. But I kind of barely assisted. She did it all by herself. Barely assisted somebody in getting their first EarthCache published this week. And I won't say her name, but she's a genius. And that's it. She can figure it out. You can figure out who it is from there. She might be a genius. There we go. I didn't say her name, though. It's okay. But she got her first EarthCache published, and it's a good one, too. It's a really good one. It's not like she didn't phone it in. Oh, look at that. Another friend of the show helped her, too.
Oh, very cool.
What I will say, and I don't want to call her out because she'd be embarrassed or whatever, but it was a very good cache for a first EarthCache. I was impressed.
Yeah,
there you go. Well, that's resources, right? That's perfect. I love that. So I'm very happy for her. She got her first one. She did it all right, and not to get sidetracked, but like she got permission. She went out and scouted everything, got research reports done and everything else. She had it all written up, pictures and everything done. So she did a good job. Now I'm kind of suspicious because she cheated if she used him because he knows what he's doing. So no, she did a great job. That's awesome. I'm very and she should be able to do some more in that park. She worked with the park. She didn't like come up with one and then, hey, can I do this? She did everything right. So I love to see that. Now I've got to tell on myself. I went out treasure hunting, and I know we're gonna do a show coming up on treasure, so I'm not gonna get deep into it.
Treasure hunting. You gotta explain what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. So the treasures feature that's in geocaching, and the little digital things like the golden squirrel and all that other stuff that they've got. And the Gary calls it a golden frog or whatever.
Ketchup packet. Ketchup packet.
Oh man, guys, I love treasures.
Christy and I decided to get up this morning and do a treasure hunt, right? We're going for the treasures. We're only going for caches that were on that today. That was our goal.
Good.
So in true fashion, I get up early. I'm kind of mapping out where we're going to go or whatever, because you can hit the little thing and it shows, but it goes to the geocaching.com stuff. It doesn't go to Cachely, which obviously there's a flaw, but we're not going to move on past that. I did not get the ketchup packet today, but
ketchup.
So the first thing I did was I put in, I forget which one we were on, but we have two of them left and one of them unlocked.
Yeah.
One of them just had one of them had like 6. And it was cache of these different types, 2.0 or greater. I was like, I'll just run a filter real quick and find those. So we go down, and there was a bike trail close by, and we're like, okay, we'll just grab those. And we just walked it instead of biked it, right? So we're going down, we get them, we're going, we get one, we get another one, and I'm like, this treasure sucks. It's not updating for anything. I'm like, my treasures aren't showing up. So Chrissy started to get annoyed. She's like, I don't know that I like this treasure thing. I don't
know if I'm a fan of this.
Find a couple more, and we didn't find one. So we got to our 5th one, right? Because there was like 6 that you had to find to fill out the rest of the treasures.
Finish it out, yeah.
Get to it, and I'm like, treasure stuff. I'm like, I tell you what, we'll take a break. We'll go across the street. We'll eat breakfast.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Turns out it was find of any of this type, 2.0 or higher, and size regular or large.
Yes.
I did not. I forgot to hit that button when I did the filter.
Darn it.
So I had 2 of the 3 things. So those they're still caches, right? They still counted as caches.
Yeah.
But I was like, that didn't work. That didn't work out at all. So none of those counted for the treasures. But the good thing is we had a big, long talk about it.
Yeah.
And what we'll do a lot of times is when we're discussing a topic on
geocaching, we'll do a whole show on it.
We'll say, tear this apart. And that's what we do. We tear something apart. We're like, well, they should do this. They should do that. Mm-hmm. And we'll go back and forth. Oh, they do this. You have to do this thing, and we'll talk about that when we get to the show. It turns out by the end of the day, then we found another one. We went for some multis, which, by the way, I hate multis. Still hate them, by the way. Still hate them.
Keep that. Save that.
To satisfy this thing.
The multi show.
We did the first show. We came to the second one. And it's in a Florida-style hide, which any of the Florida people out here don't hide those. That sucks.
They suck.
Other than a palm tree. The problem is, if they're by pine trees, it's all covered.
It's all covered.
You have to dig out every single hole to find this thing.
Yeah.
Never found it. It was terrible. Second stage of the multi, I was like, crap. We go to another multi. We get to it, and it's nearby. We find it, and it's all behind private property. There's signs with surveillance cameras and everything else, like trespassing, no trespassing.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, come on, it's 100 feet. So I trespassed and I got it, granted, obviously. But but I said in a thing, I'm like, I think I just broke the law. Here's all the pictures on this cache.
Right.
That's why multis suck, and we'll talk about that later.
But we'll talk about it later.
I did find out.
For another show.
So I did learn a lot about how the mechanics of treasures work today. But that was so I did some other caches this week. Those are just nothing of note, just regular caches. But today was all treasure caching, and we'll talk about that in a show coming up. But the 2 big things, I did some caching this week, and then I was very happy to have a tiny part in helping somebody get a EarthCache out. And it looks like we have a friend of the show helped too, so that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. Anytime when somebody gets to do something for the first time and they got some knowledge or inspiration from the show. That makes your caching week. So That was basically my caching week. Nothing else going on other than that.
That's
other
cool.
than trying to come up with an idea for my. If you haven't, this is a news flash here. If you got a community celebration event, we're running out of time. Get that thing in there. It's still in there. We've only got a few months left, but you'll be up in December going, oh, I got to do one real quick. It's too late. So make sure you get yours done. We haven't done ours yet. And
I haven't either.
Locationless cache. It's almost over.
Yeah.
Go find your locationless cache, the 25 thing. Don't forget those two things.
Yeah.
Man, Jesse, I'm so glad you're getting into treasures. And I see this comment from Flowers22. Oh, are they going to release any more treasures? Oh, yes, they are. In fact, there was a great episode on HQ's podcast talking with Bootron there, Sean Boots, about treasures.
Oh, very cool.
And a lot of exciting ideas moving forward. So I'm
we're going to touch base on that again really soon on treasures. And we would get totally distracted on that tonight. But I've got a lot of good and bad things to say about treasures. So I'm excited about that show.
So shout out to Lori. She got her 8,000
awesome.
at a block party. But, you know, also block parties are becoming few and far between. And John, do I spill the beans or no?
No, Gary. I know you haven't met your spill the bean quota this week.
Oh no, Gary just spilled the beans.
But yeah, my travel superstition, man, can't talk about.
Yeah, we can't talk about it.
You can't talk about that. Move on.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the topic. So
few other good comments in here, Gary. I saw Gary loves treasures. He has all of them. So
oh my gosh,
man, congrats, Gary. That is awesome.
We're gonna go off topic. Put a pin in treasures. Don't do it. Don't talk
do
about
it. Do it. Do treasures.
No, we'll talk about
treasures. Guys, great comment or question here by K Blast. How was your pizza consumption for this week, guys? That's a question we all want answered. K Blast, I think 90% of the food and the calories I consumed were pizza this week.
No, we're moving on. No.
Yeah. Are you craving cheesy goodness? No. It's time for pizza talk.
I ate as much pizza as John found caches this week.
We're not doing that. We're not doing pizza talk.
Gary, come on. People want it.
Okay, I think we have a show topic, don't we? Let's get
into it. All right, I'm going to mention a couple, and you guys can bring up some of your own. But I'm going to bring up. We have a list. I know you guys have added to the list, so they're not in any really order. But let me mention. I'm going to mention a few, and then I'll let you guys mention a few, and we'll kind of just go around the room. And again, they're not really in any kind of order. I mean, I did number them, but they're not really supposed to be numbered. But anyway,
what are we talking about though? Before we start.
You're right. Good question. What are we talking about? Tonight we're talking about geocaches that changed the game. Ooh. And there are obviously a lot, but there are some notable geocaches that really changed the sport of geocaching. So I'll mention some of the obvious ones and we'll move on from there. But obviously the very first cache, it's the first cache. So, or in this case, the first stash, because it wasn't even called geocaching to begin with. The original stash, it's not GC1, but I'll fix it. That's not correct. But the very first geocache, placed by Dave Ulmer, published date May 3rd of 2000, launched the entire game, and then, it all went wild from there.
This one kind of like it's by default. It changed maybe history, but it didn't change the game because the game didn't exist. So I guess it started the game. Yeah. So that one's by default. I mean, there's no arguing with that. Obviously, if he didn't hide that one,
it's obvious.
Something totally different. See, he knew exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. Can the first cache change a game it invented?
That's true. Looking back at it, though, in retrospect, I think you can say that it changed the game because it created the game.
It created the game, So it made a big shift in the game for sure.
I would say, though, guys, on here, caching existed before geocaching.
That's true.
Okay, I hid, guys. I don't know if I ever told you about this. I hid my first cache. I think it was in '96 with a friend in the woods.
Did you really?
We pasted out. Where it was.
Wow.
And it was so cool to have a hidden spot, a hidden container.
Treasure. Yeah.
But geocache, okay, so putting it at a location though with GPS coordinates changed the game, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. That's true treasure right there, man.
Yeah,
Good
all about
you.
the treasures, man. You know that.
Yeah. So I have a couple more. And I'll get you guys to do some. Mingo is on the list. It's obviously still the oldest active geocache in the world. It becomes a bucket list cache for geocachers. It sparked the idea of pilgrimage caches, and think there are some now that, and we probably almost need to do a show on pilgrimage caches that people, because a pilgrimage is really a cool idea if you think about over time things that people take pilgrimage. People took pilgrimages to the Holy Land. People took pilgrimages to, somewhere, take a pilgrimage to the pyramids, or, people do these.
Yeah. I think you could say it's definitely the number one cache that people travel the longest distance to go to.
Probably so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the oldest existing cache in the world, right? So it's yeah.
Well, to me, I always think about it like, in baseball. I mean, you have those historic stadiums where people have to go there being fans of the games, and it's like same thing. Yeah. Pilgrimage to Wrigley Field. Yeah. Cape West, you nailed it. It's like that style where it's that historic destination you go to connect with the history of the game for sure.
Right. Yeah. There's fancier caches out there right now that you could go and find that are awesome or whatever, you know. But it's the oldness, like Wrigley. You could go to a game somewhere where they're going to win, or you could go watch Wrigley and enjoy the.
You're funny. You're funny.
You can go. No, I've been to Wrigley several times, so
there are several caches that are August 2000 caches. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's exactly right. That August 2000 caches are pilgrimage.
I really think they all are. I think they all fall into that category.
Yeah, they do.
They do. Now, obviously, Mingo is the oldest active, but the year one cache is is what I call them anyway. But and a lot of people do. But that first year, that's significant. I mean, it really is. Anywhere in the world, those are significant. The game that's been going for 25 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. People do stuff, and I'll mention one more cache. But the other thing that comes up is for pilgrimage. Was recently I took the pilgrimage to Power Island, and I had Lost and Found 28. She wanted to find that too, because it's a pilgrimage. It's like, this is on the list of caches that are just so unique that you want to take the extra time and effort to go to this place. You take a boat, you do the whole thing to get out there. You go traipse on this island. It's a public island, so makes it, fairly unique. It's a public park on an island, and if you go at the right time, with you could be out there on an island. There's nobody there. That's a little dangerous. But
let me ask you this: the game's 25 years old now.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward to it's like 30 years old, 50 years old.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Do you think all of these year 2000 caches will be permanent? Like state sanctioned locations.
Oh man, yeah,
that would be awesome if they were.
Game that's been going for 50 years, right? That's first cache in every state. Yeah, I always try to get those. I mean, that's a whole different story. But we could talk a whole show about first cache in each state, right? Because I love those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a crazy.
What do you think? I'm throwing my question out there. What do you think? And it's 50 years, 25 years from now.
I think they'll still be out there. My opinion is they'll still be. Well, HQ is definitely preserving.
They're working on preserve, but I mean, like they're not like Mingo is, but like they'll go to some effort to preserve them as a historical site, so to speak.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mingo's so weird. Yeah.
I mean, they should, right? I mean, that's possible.
Yeah.
I think so, because I mean, like if they can, I mean, that's just such a historical connection,
Yeah.
To back in the day, and that kind of back in the day experience too,
Yeah. I mean, because you want that first year to be preserved, right? If nothing else is preserved, that first year should be.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead. What you got?
Okay, last one, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. Let y'all pick a few from the list and talk about. My last one I want to talk about is the Project A.P.E. caches. I know, but
Ooh.
the interesting
What
thing
happened?
there's 2 of them left, which ironically for years.
Is there really 2 left though?
There was only 1 left. I know the resurrected one.
Yeah, I mean, did it literally last? Because
it did. They found it. It came back.
They found the lid. Come on.
It's tied to the movie Planet of the Apes, which people forget that part. I think sometimes these caches were placed around the world as part of a promotional campaign. They introduced the concept of themed geocaching promotions. So that's different. And it has inspired what has become icon hunting or a busy day, or we think of it maybe in different ways, but the Project A.P.E, and it's A.P.E, A.P.E, is really the way, but we don't refer to that way. We usually think of the, just Project A.P.E as A.P.E. But anyway, 2 left in the world. It's in the show notes if you've never seen them or heard of them. Mission 4, Southern Bowl in Brazil. And then, of course, the Tunnel of Light in Washington is the other one. Now, yes, I know you have a point to make.
I have a point to make, but go ahead. Finish what you're saying, then I'll ask you a question.
I feel like every time Jesse speaks, we should just have like a graphic that says unpopular opinion.
Unpopular.
Yes. Well, somebody has to do it. Not everybody can
I appreciate it. I mean, we're open to everything.
Here's my unpopular opinion.
Right.
First of all, I'd love to go to Brazil. Don't get me wrong. That would be cool. And that cache is the only one left. That's fine. I don't even count the other one. It's fine, whatever. I'll go find that other one if I'm there. But did that really change the game? How many other movie tie-in promotions have we had for actual caches? So it was a one and done, kind of like they're like, well, that didn't work out. We're not going to do that again. Or there's been a lot of movies come out, and I haven't seen a lot of other caches of that type ever. So I'm just going to ask you, how did that change the game?
I appreciate you bringing that up, Jesse, because I mean, I will admit I thought the same thing earlier today. Now
look who's unpopular.
And okay, but on here, okay, Gary's going to jump in.
Gary's got a butt. Go ahead.
But the point that I want to make, though, is it has changed the game because there are now some items out there. Webcams are also on our list of things, but they are things that are now highly sought after. Project A.P.E, there's only 2 in the world. So it has changed the way that people look at, again, icon hunting. You can't get that icon. Locationless caches, you can't get the locationless cache icon unless you go, locationless has sort of become weird. It's become weird, but the idea though is they are icons that are they have changed the game because there are icons. There's only 2 icons in the world right now of that. So
I'll give you the icon thing, sort of, although I'm not really sort of. Yeah. If you also admit that was a failed experiment.
Yeah, well, it was.
Okay, good. All right, so we're on the same page.
Part of it, though, and we've talked about, we won't go into a lot of detail about this. So some people don't know this, but I think there were 13 or 14. And if I recall, we have to go back. We did a show on this, too. Been a while. Ryan says it moved to trackable connections to movies. So that's true. It did move.
Yeah.
Now they're 15. Ryan's right, 15. But I think there was one, the one in Japan, it was either never found and went missing, and they're huge. They're huge caches.
Yeah.
And it was like either went missing after 1 find or missing after 0 finds. But it's a fascinating story. So did it change geocaching? Change it. That's probably a good point, Jesse. I don't know if it really changed it, but again, I took the approach with that one that it is changed it because now people want to complete all the icons they can complete. So it changed the game in that there's.
I don't know that did it though.
No.
I don't know. There's only 2 of them.
Did it not do it though? I think is like a question because I mean, it is. I mean, if you want to consider it a pilgrimage or a destination cache, just due to that rarity.
I would give it a destination cache. Pilgrimage, maybe. Destination cache for sure.
Some people want every icon. They want every icon.
I get it, but people don't always have every icon. So
I know, but people do that.
Okay. I would say
like some people not having gigas. I get it.
Yeah. All right. Move on. Y'all.
Yeah. I'd say that's at the bottom of our list tonight. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
All right, y'all pick them. I wanted those three. So go ahead. Y'all pick something.
All right, John, you want to go next, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm gonna say, I got to bring up, man. We had him on the show, talking about EarthCache #1 on here. Mm-hmm. So really, on this one, just thinking, from here for the first GeoWare, Gary Lewis talking about the show on the show, and it was cool. So if people want to go back, check, you can find out Gary Lewis was on the show, first GeoWare, and the first one was placed in Australia. And really the thing that appeals to me is, especially with the education element, is like really kind of merging that outdoor education, like geocaching, like that all coming together to teach a lesson. And from there, I mean, with the hard work of Gary, really working and partnering up with HQ, creating so many different EarthCaches worldwide, occurring as a result of that, and sharing so many great geological lessons. And I mean, on here, I mean, like, from the mention of that genius who published her first EarthCache, big shout out to her. And, working with all things EarthCache John on this one. I mean, you can just tell for people, it's a significant thing as a hider, hiding one of these and then putting out there, and the contributions to the community onto that one. So to me, that was a pretty big game changer, for them to do that.
Yes. And I want to agree with you and add more on. So
sure, go for it, man.
Originally, why I didn't like EarthCaches was because there's no container. And when I got into the game, it was just find a container. That was what I loved. However, the more I thought about it down the road, besides the lesson, there's two other things that I think make it significant. And then Christy will hate me for saying this because she hates EarthCaches, but that's okay. Everybody hates their own things, right? Like, loves their own things. One, it really ties into the leave no trace principle. Because in national parks, they don't want junk laying around, right? They don't want little containers and junk and stuff laying around. They want you to go and observe beauty and get out in nature. To me, that is geocaching. Now, it'd be cool if, they put a little container or a logbook that the park made there, and you could sign it like a summit log or whatever. Christy, get out of here. But
I'll tell you that they're the worst.
And two, the other thing is, I think why it's good is it's very exclusive in this. They partner with GSA, an educational organization, geological organization, to do this. And I haven't seen that, and we suggested it for a while, but partner with historical societies to make a history cache. I would love to see that one day. Yes, there's no container, so in geocaching, that's, other than a couple of types we're talking about, that's abnormal.
That's true.
However,
that's true.
I love the fact that it's go, respect nature, don't mess anything up. Just enjoy the beauty of nature. So
absolutely,
I think that's huge. And there's that partnership with an agency that's the only thing that we have that's a partnership with an outside agency, right? I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
That's about it.
And that kind of adds some legitimacy to geocaching back in the day. Now it's huge. There's 3 million, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But that kind of added some early legitimacy. It's tied into a scientific organization. So I'm going to give you that one. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So I'm on the board.
Next one, but go ahead. Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You go for it, Jess.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the next one, and this is not necessarily for the better, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Webcams.
Yeah.
So here's what I would say. In the beginning,
and
you can do whatever. In the beginning, I think webcams are really cool because it was hard. We didn't have these. You had to call somebody, get them to go on their computer, take a screenshot of it, and that's an awesome concept. If they could make that happen again, I would love webcams. Now it's just I'm walking up, taking a selfie. There's enough selfies going on in the world. We don't need extras, right? Plus, we're in the 60s now. They're almost gone. I think they changed the game. It was a new thing, a new concept when they did it, but technology surpassed it and kind of washed it out, right?
Yeah.
I think they're basically worthless now in their current form. They're no good. I know that they would love to find a new way to do them. There's privacy issues and everything else with it. As we've mentioned several times before, I think how they could reenact that coolness of webcams is give them to geotours and megas.
Yeah.
So they're temporary, but you can still get them. New people can still get them. They stay in the game. But they absolutely did the right thing of stopping webcams from happening and having them on every bank, ATM, and everything else. That is stupid.
Possibly.
Traffic cams in the middle of the street and crap. This is dumb, right?
They are.
But when webcams came out, that was very unique. And it was cutting edge technology stuff. Now it's stupid. But they could make it good again if they wanted to or whatever. But I think webcams makes the list and it was influential in changing the game at the time.
They're fun. I mean, they're fun to chase.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. And so
they're dumb and they're stupid and they're boring. And it's only because they're rare that you go after them. You know that's true.
Yeah. Here's the very first one in case people are wondering. The Houston webcam cache #1 in Texas, created by Paul Ag 94 on October 11th, 2001. In case you're wondering, I went and looked that up. So
is that really the first one?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Have you found that one, or is that gone a long time ago?
Oh, I think it's been gone now for quite some time. But in case you were wondering, that was the first one. So
but I got to add, guys, and I agree with what you're saying, Jesse. I mean, it was incredibly innovative back in the day, and it was awesome for geocaching to embrace it. And, for it to be still there as a historical part of the game, as a legacy part of the game, that's still cool that they're there, for what's out there.
Yes.
Because it gives people the opportunity to, enjoy that kind of in that historical element for sure,
Yes. And the rarity is what makes them, nobody would do them probably. I mean, somebody would still do them. People do waymarks and everything else, so they'll do anything. But people wouldn't do them, I don't think, if they were common now. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't be sought after like they are now. They're sought after now because they're extremely rare. Without a doubt, right?
That's true.
I'm not going to go anywhere near a webcam and not get it. I'll go way out of my way to get one because it's so rare.
Rare.
But I wouldn't even go after them if they were just normal caches because it wouldn't be that fun to me.
Right.
I mean, I'd still get them just like I get an LPC or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But,
interesting point by Amateur. Yeah, you were pulling up too. Yeah. The things I'll do for a webcam on my own.
I would pay for one right now. How much would you pay for one? I'd do an auction and pay for one without a doubt. To own my own webcam?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, Amateur Gadget Geocache has also been something I think is interesting. It's amazing that GCHQ has never partnered with EarthCam to bring some webcams back. That's an interesting thought. I'm not as familiar with EarthCam.
I am very familiar with EarthCam, and they have awesome live webcam streaming around the world.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, you can watch them on YouTube, and they have a channel, and you can watch them, whatever. The issue is privacy, and I totally get that because they don't want you to have to do your face and stuff in there. I get it. I understand what they're worried about, but
are those mostly animals, Jesse, that are on the EarthCams?
It's all kinds of stuff, cityscape, everything, lands.
Okay. So there's okay, gotcha.
They're very cool.
EarthCam, yeah, EarthCam.com. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Okay, guys, I got to take this one, and I know this is a very controversial one. But I got to put it out there. Adventure Labs. So just thinking back to 2019.
Let me fix this real quick. So, okay, Jesse, let's talk about the next one.
Hey, I hate to tell you, but I'm
Pizza Adventure Labs are even well. Guys, did I drop out for a second there?
Yeah, you did. Here's the thing, John. Me and you were together, man. We both like lab caches. Gary's hating on it, but I love them.
No, I love Adventure Labs. In fact, John and I think that's the most we found 600 in one day.
602 hours, Gary. 2 hours, I believe, sir. Less than 2 hours.
So
you know what the number one thing about webcams that makes them awesome is?
What's that?
People whining about them. That is my favorite thing in the world.
Adventure Labs
I love getting on. It gets me on Reddit. People are like, "It's not real geocaching. It's ruining my stats."
Yeah, right.
And I just every time I want to say, don't find them, and it will not ruin your stats. I promise you. If you never find one, it won't ruin your stats. But and Christy loves them, and we like I said recently, like we're
a waste of time.
The way we're finding our caches now is webcams, obviously, though it's a virtual one, EarthCache virtual, and lab caches, because we're exploring an area and you can filter out the ones you don't want to find. Yeah. But it'll tell you it's basically like history cache that we wanted to have for a while.
Sure.
Except it's all digital, right? Which is just a virtual cache. Yeah. So my big thing with labs is they are the future.
Yeah.
We joked about that for a long time, but they're not going away. And there's people that only like doing lab caches. They come into the game because of lab caches. It's the home game they can do.
Be Genius. Yeah. That was her experience.
And she just published an EarthCache, right? No, we're not supposed to say that out loud. That was a secret. Okay. But some geniuses come in the game through lab caching and end up being a full-time geocacher that's responsible for a lot of stuff, right? Like and hosted CEDOs and EarthCache and everything else. And it's a legit. And here's the thing: if you don't like them, just don't do them.
But it does drive people crazy because John is right. He and I and Jody sat and did 600. We upped our number by 600 in, like you said, took us a couple hours, less than 2 hours.
Yeah. I like this comment by Flowers 22. Adventure Labs have changed the game. Love them or hate them, they've made a difference. They really have. So I mean, that's so true. And I mean, and for these game changing ones, I mean, there's pros and cons to all of these pretty much.
Well, and those granted, people are going to complain about you can get 600 a parking lot. Well, ET has 4,000, so whatever. If you're that worried about numbers, don't do them. And I will point out that they're usually a lot of times are in historical areas, not the parking lot adventures, right? But like historical areas, and they're usually accessible. Yeah. So there's a whole aspect of the game. There's a lot of those that are very accessible for people. So I'm John. I'm with you 100%. They have absolutely changed the game and for what's possible in the future. I don't think Adventure Labs are in their final form. I think they're still working on them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, change is coming for sure. And you can kind of get the sense from HQ. And I mean, we had Jeremy Irish on the show talking about how they're going to change. So,
Yeah.
So, I mean, if people go back to our interview with Jeremy Irish when he was on talking about Lily Pad Chat, you can get hints into the future of Adventure Labs.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I've got
your turn, Gary, or is it mine?
You can go for the next one. I got one more we don't want to, I got one I noticed on the list we do not want to forget, but I really want you to mention it because you wrote the book on it. So I want you to mention that one. But
well, before we get to that, we got to talk about Where It Goes because I mean, in fairness,
let me see. Where's the button? Hang on one second. There you go.
Hey, Gary, wait a minute. Where'd Jesse go?
Where'd Jesse go? Okay, all right. Go ahead. We're just messing with you.
Much like webcams, Where It Goes when they're in a terrible state nowadays, right? They have not updated them in forever,
right?
But when they came out with them, it was very innovative.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Software is now it's not even ancient. It's like museum quality, the software to do it, right? Yeah. But now not the ones to play it because Nick has helped that, but the ones to build it is although there is certain options out there, but you really have to put a lot of effort into it, right? But think about it. When they came out, you had all of a sudden you now have audio, you have QR codes, you have sound location based, you have timers. You have all kinds of stuff that totally was revolutionary for the game at that point.
Yeah.
Now,
K-Blast.
But the technology at the time when it came out, that was awesome what they brought out at the time, right? It was cutting edge stuff. Obviously now it's terrible and it needs to be updated. And other things nothing replaces Where It Go for the concept that it should be. It's an offline cartridge that you can do in the mountains and have a multimedia experience.
Yeah.
Labs, virtuals, none of that other stuff replaces that yet. I hope that they update that technology. Maybe it's a merging of labs and that one day, the technologies, but actually an approval process, not like labs where you can put them in your living room if you wanted to. If they update Where It Goes, it'll be awesome. That's like Where It Go, VR, AR, all that stuff could be combined into a new type. So I have to say that Where It Goes changed the game, and they added. You can do a lot of stuff with the Where It Go, right? That you can't do with any other cache type. You can do multis, you can do puzzles, you can do all this other stuff. They just kind of let it die on the vine, unfortunately.
Yeah, which is sad.
Now it's kind of a legacy type. Really, it's not, but it is.
It's sad because there's some aspects of Where It Goes that I learned, of course, from you, Jesse, that are things that are really cool that I don't think that people have really done properly. Reverse Where It Goes are boring. What?
Yes, they are horrible and boring. They were cool when they came out, and then you made 80,000 more of them, and now they're terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody has a reverse where-go that they want to make amazing, put it near Tampa, Florida, because there's a guy there that's going to tell you how you can make them better, and it's probably a valuable learning experience.
Hey, if anybody wants to do a reverse where-go that doesn't suck, I can absolutely tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
There's ways to make those really exciting. Again, no shade on the original reverse where-goes, right? When they first came out, that was very innovative to help people get where-goes out.
Yeah.
But copying and having another lamppost cache out there does not help anything. So if you want to make some amazing where-goes, there's ways to do it, even with that antiquated technology that was remarkable at the time, terrible now.
Yeah.
The idea that you could pick up an item and take it with you virtually, back even before virtuals were even that idea. And there was one that I thought was fascinating. Again, it's different because it's something that not everybody can do. But the first time I heard about this idea that you can make a where-I-go where you have to start at, let's say, one end of a bridge and you have to get to the other end of the bridge in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's kind of a neat idea. And you don't have to make it like you don't have to sprint, but you could make it.
You can make different levels of it, right? For sure.
Yeah, you could.
And you can make it only available at certain times of the day based on the internal clock of the where-I-go. Like it's a true night cache with sounds and everything else.
Yeah, people can't just fake it and do it during the middle of the day.
Well,
there's some weird stuff.
Yeah, and I just got to put it in there. I mean, really, if somebody could develop a where-I-go like interface that was so much easier for people to create and maintain it, I really feel like where-I-goes would really come back.
Right.
Because I mean, just like Jesse was saying, there's so many things you can do in a where-I-go that you can't do in an adventure lab. That I really think, I mean, there's potential. It just there needs to be like an investment into that platform or merging that platform with another one. You know,
even a third party would be great for that.
Yeah.
Now, what you were alluding to though was challenge caches, right?
Yeah. That changed the game.
And 100%. That mean most of our time since we discovered our very first challenge cache for geocaching has been related to challenges. Yeah. All of our caching, everything we do. Now, like today was treasure, but that was kind of like their version of a universal challenge, right? That's what that was.
Sure.
HQ's version, treasures were basically like a universal challenge, which I don't know if we even brought that up yet, but challenges are, to me, that's really the heart of the game. Once you start going, and I don't want to, obviously I could talk about challenges for weeks, but I think that everybody that has done any challenges has to realize that has changed a whole aspect of the game, right? There's basic caching and then there's challenge caching. That's really how I view the two levels of it. I mean, I hate to say it like I don't mean anything's negative, but find a cache. Okay. Cause I'm a competitive person and it's a competition built into a game that has no competition.
Yeah.
You get to compete against yourself. Well, that's the best because we know HQ and everybody else is anti-competition for the game. No problem. I understand that. I get that.
Yeah.
Outside of leaderboards, which we won't even have time to get to really, because it could have changed the game, but it didn't.
Right.
One day, hopefully. Wait, we're hoping. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I do think challenges, and I'm sure y'all have your opinions on it too, but I think challenges were one of the things that added to the game, probably helped keep the game alive. And I'm just going to say it that way because it could have gotten really stale and boring. Challenges, I think, really helped breathe more life into the game than ever would have been without them.
Correct.
Yeah, I hear you because I think challenges can be considered like a fine wine for people who, have already been into geocaching. You found different types. Mm-hmm. You're looking to further enhance or gamify what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, they just help to provide that motivation for people to get out there, do things in different ways, search for different things. I mean, incredible game changer, no doubt.
Yeah. I look back at there's definitely things, and maybe we can talk about this one time too, but there's definitely specific things over the last however many years we've been geocaching that I can point to that say this probably kept me in the game. And if I didn't discover this or this didn't happen, I probably wouldn't be geocaching today. I'd be on to another hobby by now. And challenges is one of those things. There's some other things, but that's sidetracked or whatever. But It's one of those things that kept us in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's exactly.
I would have. Yeah,
she's right. Yeah, we probably would have years ago one for challenges.
Thinking the same. Yeah. So I guess let's go around. Let's do some final thoughts. Let's wrap up. There are some more in the show notes if you're interested.
There's one more we got to mention.
Okay.
Well, there's really two that we got to mention. One is yes, and one is like for the future. One is events. Yeah. Events 100% change the future.
Absolutely.
Because we didn't start off having geocaching events, right? And we've talked about this on the show before. I think it's worth mentioning. Events are a huge part of the game now, and the first one was Texas, right?
Yeah.
They probably called it the T5 too, but anyway, we'll move on. The first event was in Texas. Imagine if that was never a thing. That's huge part of the game now, and that's maybe one of the biggest things that's changed the games is events. And I know we don't think of it as an actual cache, right? But you do get to claim it. But that's probably what changed. It made it more of a community than it ever. If you didn't have events, it wouldn't have been as big of a community as it is now, I don't think.
I got to jump in on this one. I mean, it's just like, even for me, it's like when I started cache, it was like found the app, heard from other folks, doing it on my own. And then it was like, I want to say maybe like a few years in, then I went to like my first event and I was like, oh my God, why didn't I do this? Like when I first started, but I think, I mean, just shout out. I always think of like all the people that listen to our shows, like experienced cachers, new cachers. And I mean, if you're a new cacher and you're starting out, connect with your local community, go to events. I mean, it's such a cool part of the game, for sure.
I can't agree with you any more than that. That's very 100%. That's correct.
So for Ryan, he said events is what kept him in the game. That's good. They're kind of like you guys with challenge caches. That was his way of staying in the game. So again, there's more in the show notes. There's a lot of things we didn't mention they're probably significant, but there's a lot. And so again, there's a lot. And some of them are probably not, they didn't really change the game, but they were fun to throw in the notes, like the first geocache outside of the world, up in the International Space Station. Didn't change the game, but it's a fascinating point. So, so I'll say a quick final thought, and I'll let you go around. I know Jesse, you had one more you wanted to mention, so that can be part of yours. Yep. It was fun to kind of do some of this research and read and think about, and some of them that, again, you guys mentioned that sort of haven't changed the game. And so the first, remember back when they first started doing AR caches, they didn't change the game because we're not doing
it. Died.
It died, yeah. Now VR is different. VR is going to change the game. John and Jesse both are the augmenters of virtual reality. What about me?
John's that guy.
John, how you pointing to John?
Okay, I'm that guy for once.
I'm pointing to John.
Pointing to John. Okay. But anyway, so again, it was fun to think about, and I think there have been some interesting geocaches. Now, there's technology that we haven't really talked about because there's technology that has changed the game. iPhones changed the game. I mean, there's things but absolutely. Those aren't the show tonight was about geocaches that have changed the game. So that was the more thing. But one day we'll talk about technology and how it's altered geocaching. But that's for another show. So
that's right.
All right, Jesse or
okay, Jesse's taking a good sip, so I'll jump in for just a second here. It's really, I think all of this is just very important because, I mean, it's just like understanding such a complex community game with so many different like features and why things have changed throughout time, and thinking like forward, like what geocaching could be as well too, because I mean, like Gary, you mentioned augmented reality, right?
Yeah.
And I think that version failed back at the time because it was like app based. But I know like, with web AR, and I know like on Gadget Talk in episode, I think it was maybe the last episode or the one before, like I threw up a QR code with like an AR element, web-based AR. And And I think good things can come, from that with geocaching as well too.
Sure.
But I just think there's so many things where the game just keeps on changing, and that's what's cool, because I mean, like Jesse, saying webcams used to be innovative. There's certain things that we're going to say yeah, they were innovative and the game changes, But I think it's just so cool to think about that. So cool to understand that historic perspective. So cool once you get in to really recognize all those historical destination pilgrimage parts of the game too. Because I know I still kind of find it funny. My friend Nick, who grew up just near Kobe, Kansas, right? And one of his first 100 caches was Mingo. And
oh wow.
He's like, yeah, I went home, I grabbed this cache Mingo, and I was like, do you realize what you just found? And the significance of that is just oh my God, it's
that's
it's
crazy.
I can't wait to do that pilgrimage someday, and for you to do that one of your first 100, oh my God, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, you want to do a final thought?
And there's so many things we could have mentioned, like VR caches. I still think that's going to be in the future, without a doubt. I think that's going to be a big thing. Great. Technology's not caught on all the way yet. AR, I think, still going to be an overlay. I think that's going to be a thing. We didn't even talk about gadget caches or Arduino caches.
Oh my God, yes.
I think they didn't change the game to the extent that these other things did, but they did. Some people only care about gadget caches and smart caches and stuff, right?
Well, again, that's sort of technology. Sorry, but I was going to say real quick.
You're right. It is technology.
They're kind of a technology item. They're not one. Well, we were trying to figure out almost one cache. Now we didn't do that completely because we talked about challenge caches in a broad sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep going.
No. So I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to sound it like it's self-serving for our show or whatever, but I'm going to throw Cache Odyssey in there because. Here's why I'm saying that. One, I've been in the game a long time, and I already mentioned recently, we went and found Cache Odyssey, and I'm not promoting Cache Odyssey. I'm going to promote the concept of it, right?
Sure.
I'm hoping that we have, in 5 years from now, they're like, well, duh. T1 caches, inclusive caching can be awesome. And the Cache Odyssey ones, and I'm, take Geocache Talk out of it, right? Totally out of it. Those caches make me, and there's other caches of that quality or whatever, but specifically these were letterbox T1s or whatever.
Yeah.
They remind me of what I want caching to be every time.
Yeah.
And I know not every cache, there's tons of cache types and everything else, but I really think it was kind of like a kick in the pants to go, oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that. And what I really hope is our neighbors to the north and south and other countries, across the pond, as they say, or whatever. I hope other people, whether it's under the label of Cache Odyssey or not, they make a concerted effort to go, I can do a cache that somebody can get to no matter what, but make it awesome. And it's not an LPC. Exactly. So I'm hoping that this becomes one of those ones in a few years when we have our 20th anniversary or whatever for the show. We're like, remember when nobody did those, and now people are doing them all over the world, and it didn't matter what they're labeled or if they're geotours or anything else, which we didn't even mention geotours. God, there's so much stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
But again, we were trying to cover with true one cache. But you're right.
But, I really hope that this plus other people will start a movement of really accessible, awesome caches. Just because and don't get me wrong. I'm the same guy that loves 5.5s, right? I love it. The extreme challenge for mentally and physically. I love that. But there's that other end that can still be awesome. And I really, I just had to throw Cache Odyssey in there. And I mean Cache Odyssey as a concept, right? A T1, but awesome. We came up with that name. We got a coin for it. I'm not trying to sell any of those. I'm just saying there's still room in there. And I hope there's a growing group of people that see these caches. It's already almost 5,000 favorite points. So people like them that see these caches and go, I can do this. I can make one that's totally accessible for little kids and people of all abilities and still make it awesome. It doesn't have to be one terrain doesn't mean sucky. And so I wanted to throw that one in there.
That's a good one.
And I tried to, as looking forward, I hope it's one of the ones that changes the game.
No, I agree completely.
Yeah. So,
all right. And then, John, you wanted to mention again about the upcoming, because there's one coming up.
So guys, we got a Gadget Talk coming this Tuesday. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about the geocaching and the maker community coming together. And onto that one, how Chad's been recognized, Bounce. And I mean, shout out to Chad, because a lot of his gadget cache is just amazing, incredible.
Incredible.
And Bob Matrix will be on the show as well too. So we'll have some more information coming onto that one. But yeah, tune in Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, got some great shows coming up. We have an international show for next week. Stay tuned for more information about the international show next week. Very excited. We have not just one guest. We don't have one guest. We have 2 guests next week.
Oh, nice.
Very exciting. Yes, we have 2. We have a pair of guests for our international show next week. So stay tuned for that, and tune into Gadget Talk. So we're very excited for that. Yeah, Bell on the Move's like, Chad. Yes. Perfect. All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.
May your finds be many, and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.